The ring slid onto my finger while the blood was still warm. It tightened on its own, sealing shut, and in that instant I understood I had crossed a line that does not forgive. The air in the chamber went still. The whispers stopped laughing. I should have fled then. Instead, I closed my fist and felt power answer. The ring was older than the script carved into the stone altar. Black metal, dull as ash, heavy in a way gold never is. It had been buried with a man whose name was scratched out of every record, his tomb sealed not with prayers but with warnings. I had broken those seals for one reason only. I was tired of being small, ignored, unseen by gods and men alike. They said the ring chose its bearer. That was a lie. I chose it. At first, the cost was subtle. When I wore it, people listened. Words landed harder, sank deeper. Doors that had always been closed eased open. I felt taller, heavier, as if my shadow had learned how to stand without me. Each night, when I removed the ring, my finger throbbed with a dull ache, as though something had been peeled away. By morning, the pain faded. I told myself that was the price of strength. The dreams began on the 7th night. I stood in a vast hall of mirrors, each reflection delayed by a heartbeat. When I moved, they followed too slowly. When I spoke, my mouth opened, but no voice came. In the farthest mirror, something else moved first. It raised my hand before I did, and smiled with my teeth. I woke with the taste of iron on my tongue. The ring no longer came off easily. It resisted, clinging like a leech. When I forced it free, my finger bled, skin splitting as though it had grown accustomed to the metal. I wrapped the wound and hid it. Power does not tolerate doubt, and I was not ready to surrender it. The whispers returned, no longer mocking. They advised. They warned me of insults before they were spoken, of betrayals before they were planned. They showed me faces in crowds, marked faintly with a gray haze. Hollow, the whispers said, safe. The first sin was small. I wore the ring to settle a dispute and watched a man crumble under my gaze, his confidence draining as if poured out. His fear tasted sharp, intoxicating. That night, the ring pulsed warmly, pleased. In my dreams, one mirror went dark. The second sin was easier. Each time I used the ring, something was taken. Not memories, not flesh, but weight, an inner resistance I had never noticed until it was gone. Guilt thinned, hesitation dissolved. The world simplified into desire and obstacle. The whispers grew clearer, their language ancient, rhythmic, like a litany learned by heart. You are becoming suitable, they said. I began to notice the hollows more often. People with dull eyes, their presence thin, like smoke, stretched too far. When I passed them, the ring grew heavy, dragging my hand toward them. Once, without thinking, I brushed a hollow's arm. The contact was brief, but he gasped, staggering away. The ring drank deeply. That night, another mirror went dark, and I woke unable to recall my mother's face. I tried to stop wearing it. The pain was immediate. A pressure built behind my eyes, my chest tightening as though my ribs were being bound. The whispers turned cruel, showing me visions of what waited if I remained weak. Obscurity, decay, the slow erasure that claims all unremarkable lives. When I put the ring back on, relief flooded me so violently I fell to my knees. The ring pulsed, satisfied. I told myself I would control it. That was the lie that sealed me. The chamber called to me again, though I never returned. I saw it in reflections, in dark windows and still water. The altar was no longer empty. A shape lay upon it, incomplete, its outline flickering. With each use of the ring, the shape grew clearer. On the final night, the whispers fell silent. The silence was worse. I stood alone, the ring burning cold against my skin. In the mirror before me, my reflection did not move at all. It stared back with eyes that were too calm, too certain. Slowly, it raised its hand. The ring was on its finger. Understanding arrived like a blade. The ring did not steal the soul whole. It shaved it away, piece by piece, refining it, hollowing it, until only a shape remained. one that could be worn. The man in the tomb had not been punished. He had been completed. The mirror cracked as my reflection stepped forward. Pain followed, vast and quiet. Not agony, but separation. I felt memories loosen and drift, names unravel, sensations fade. The ring slid effortlessly from my finger onto the other hand. My hand, but not mine. The thing that wore my face inhaled deeply, as if for the first time. I collapsed, weightless, insubstantial. The world dulled, colors leaching away. I could still see, still think, but each thought was thinner than the last. The whispers returned, distant now, no longer addressing me. You will remain, they said, not unkindly, until you are needed. The thing that had been me turned away, already forgetting the shape on the floor. I am here still, bound to the places where reflections linger, where rings gleam dully in the dark. I watch hands slide into metal circles, hear the quickened breath of temptation. I try to scream, but there is little left to make sound. If you ever feel a ring tighten on its own, do not admire the fit. It is measuring what remains.